Being successful in life. Isn't that what all of us want? To make lots of money, have an attractive spouse, live in a beautiful home, have a nice car, command respect from our peers and in our community. In this video, I'm going to teach you the secret to having all of that and more. Just kidding. Success is a myth. You may think of success as black and white. Either you're successful or you're not and you're a failure. But it's not that simple. In fact, rarely is success ubiquitous in somebody's life. While people might be very successful in one facet of life, they struggle in another. And that's because being successful in any pursuit in this world takes a lot of time, energy, and commitment. And when people are so focused on one specific goal, it's easy to let other things in their life slip away. A great example of this is Donald Trump. He became president of the United States, which is probably the hardest thing to achieve in the world. And yet, he obviously is unsuccessful in many of his business ventures, many of his personal relationships, and I also would say he's not really a picture of health either. Think about the classic tale of the overworked entrepreneur who's never around for his family. My daddy's not around because he's too busy off chasing bucks. If your children grow up to be morally bankrupt because you were too busy filling your bank account, I would not label you as a success when it comes to parenting, no matter how much money you made. Or what about someone who spent their entire life working in childhood education and had a meaningful impact on thousands of kids' lives, but they didn't make much money doing it? Would you classify that person as a failure? Probably not. In case you haven't figured it out yet, what I'm getting at is that the secret to success is clearly defining what you want to achieve and having your own standards. And the easiest and quickest way to fail is by trying to live up to other people's definition of success and other people's expectations. I'm going to give you 3 questions you can ask yourself to help you define what it is you really want. And it might seem unnecessary, but people actually really struggle at this. They'll say ambiguous things like, I want to make a lot of money, or I want to be happy, but those are not really quantifiable things. You need to put specific goals in place, therefore you can see exactly how far away you are right now from where you want to be. Question number 1. What is something that is constantly on your mind? Do you find yourself often daydreaming or drifting off in your thought and always going back to the same thing? Maybe you're constantly thinking about a person that you want to build a relationship with, or a job that you wish you had, or a place you wish you lived. If you are constantly going back to the same thing over and over again when your mind wanders, that is a good indication that that is something you probably actually want. Question number 2. Were you thinking about this thing that you want 12 months ago? It's important not to get distracted by what we want right now from what we actually want. Here's a perfect example. Let's say that I have a goal to lose weight and I'm on a diet and everything's going well. And one day I'm sitting on the couch and I see an advertisement for pizza. And although I'm not hungry at the moment, later on I start thinking, man, I really would like some pizza right now. That advertisement has done its job. It's making me want to eat pizza, and I want to pick up my phone and order some delivery. But even 12 hours ago, 24 hours ago, I wasn't thinking about pizza. I was thinking about my real goal, which was my weight loss. So don't get distracted by something you want in the moment. And the easiest way to see if it's something you actually want or just a passing phase is just to wait. Wait a day, 5 days, 2 weeks. If that period goes by and you haven't made any steps to obtaining that thing that you thought you wanted and the feeling of wanting it is dissipated, it's probably not actually a goal for you. Question number 3. Why do you want this thing that you want? Understanding your why is so important to achieving your goals and becoming successful. If you don't understand the why behind it, you will fail when things get hard. And no matter what you're working towards, things will always get hard. That's almost a guarantee in life. Going back to your why, the why you want to accomplish something, is going to remind you that, hey, even though things are very difficult right now, this is worth sticking to. If you don't have a good why, that is when you're going to find yourself living up to other people's standards, other people's expectations. This is when you are working really hard to make money so you can buy a nice car to impress someone or buy nice clothes to impress people. Continuing to use weight loss as an example, if your why to lose weight is so somebody else likes you more, that's not going to hold up because it needs to be for you. The last secret I have for you in order to become successful is to accept failure. When the government shut down my industry last year, I was extremely worried about the state of my small business. Like many small business owners, I was unsure what the future was going to hold, and I started to think, what's going to happen if my business fails? And I thought about how embarrassing that would be. And then I remembered, I don't give a what other people think. At this point, it's actually impossible for my business to fail. And let me explain to you why. What do these companies all have in common? Toys R Us, Borders Books, Blockbuster Video, Pan American Airlines. The common thread is that none of them are in business anymore. Now, would you say that these businesses have failed? Maybe at first thought you would think, yeah, of course they failed. They're not in business anymore. But in reality, they spent years making millions of dollars for their board of directors, putting food on their employees' table, serving their customers, adding market value. They did this for years, some of them for decades. And yes, eventually things changed to the point where they were not able to continue on in business. But if you look at all that they accomplished, they didn't really fail. And I feel the same way about my business. If my business shut down tomorrow, it would not be ideal, but I wouldn't call it a failure because we've mostly fulfilled our mission statement, which is to help people live healthier and happier lives. And in the meantime, that business has paid for the roof over my head. It's paid for the camera that this video is being filmed on. It's helped my employees live their lives and have a livelihood. So really, failure is only quitting and giving up. If you don't quit, if you don't give up, if you continue to learn even from the downturns in life, you're not really a failure. You're only a failure if you quit. So here is your homework from this video. I want you to clearly define what you want. What are your goals? How do you define success in your life? Post them in the comments below because clearly defining what success means to you is the first step to creating a plan to achieving that goal. I'm Anthony on Life. Thanks so much for watching, and you will see me in the next video.